Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to African Metaphysical Center for Spiritual Healing, Body, Mind, and Spirit Development. I am your host, Kufu Amara, your metaphysical practitioner, Reiki master, Qigong instructor, bond practitioner, and mystic. Today's topic is the true power of silence. Let me tell you about something that literally changed my life during my studies, but nobody talks about enough. That's silence. Not just being quiet. I'm talking about real silence. The kind that makes people uncomfortable. The kind that ancient monks and shamans have been using for thousands of years to access states of consciousness most people will never experience. Here's what I discovered. We live in a world that's obsessed with noise, music, podcasts, notifications, conversations, TV in the background. We're terrified of silence because when it gets quiet, we have to face ourselves. But here's the thing. That's exactly where the magic happens. When I start practicing intentional silence, no phone, no music, no distractions, just me and my thoughts. Starting at 20 minutes a day, everything shifted for me. Here's why silence is the most underrated practice. Your brain finally gets to process. All day, you're consuming information, opinions, content, energy from other people. Silence gives your mind space to digest, to integrate, to actually think your own thoughts. You hear your intuition again, that quiet voice inside you that knows exactly what you need. It's been drowned out by everyone else's noise. Silence brings it back to the surface. You become comfortable with yourself. Most people can't sit alone in silence for 10 minutes without reaching for their phones. Why? Because they're running from themselves. Silence forces you to stop running and actually be present with who you are. Your creativity explodes. Every breakthrough idea, every solution to a problem you've been stuck on, it comes in the quiet moments. Not when you're consuming content, when you're in silence. You gain actual control over your mind. In silence, you realize how chaotic your thoughts are. And once you see it, you can start directing it instead of being dragged around by it. Now here's where it gets deep, the ancient wisdom. Buddhist monks don't sit in silence for hours, days, sometimes years because they're bored. They've discovered something profound. In deep meditative silence, they access what they call pure consciousness, a state beyond the constant chatter of the ego mind. They report experiences of unity, clarity, and wisdom that completely transform how they see reality. Tibetan monks practicing silent meditation have been studied by neuroscientists. The results, their brains show dramatically increased gamma wave activity associated with heightened perception, problem solving, and compassion. They've literally rewired their brains through silence. Shamans across cultures, from the Amazon to Siberia to Africa, use extended periods of silence in nature as their primary tool for receiving visions, healing knowledge, and spiritual insights. They call it listening to the spirit world. But what they're really doing is quieting the surface mind so the deeper intelligence can emerge. They spend days alone in the wilderness in complete silence, No human contact, no distractions, just them and the vast quiet of nature. And what happens? They report downloads of information, profound realizations about their purpose, solutions to community problems, healing ceremonies that come through in visions. This isn't mystical nonsense. It's what happens when you give your consciousness space to expand beyond its normal limitations. Here's what they all discovered that modern science is now confirming. Silence has literally changes your brain structure. It promotes neurogenesis, the growth of new brain cells in the hippocampus, the region associated with memory, emotion, and learning. In silence, your default mode network activates. This is the brain state associated with self-reflection, imagination, and consolidating information. It's when your brain makes connections between things you've learned. Cortisol, stress hormone, drops significantly after just 20 minutes of silent meditation. Your nervous system shifts from fight to flight, to rest and digest. But beyond the science, there's something these monks and shamans know from direct experience. In deep silence, you touch something eternal, something that was there before you were born and will be there after you die. The part of you that isn't your thoughts, your emotions, your identity, your story. They call it Buddha nature, the Tao, the Great Spirit, pure awareness, the self with the capital S. And when you touch that place, even for a moment, everything changes. Your problems don't seem so heavy. Your fears don't control you. You realize you're not the small, limited person you thought you were. Here is the modern application. You don't need to become a monk or spend 40 days in the desert, but you do need to reclaim silence in a world designed to steal it from you. Start with just 20 minutes a day. Sit somewhere quiet. No phone, no music, no podcast, no book, no distractions. Just you and silence. Your mind will go crazy at first. Thoughts will flood in. Anxiety might spike. Boredom will scream at you. This is normal. This is the noise trying to maintain control. Don't fight it. Just watch it like a monk watches clouds pass in the sky. The more you practice, the deeper you go. What starts as uncomfortable becomes eventually peaceful. What feels empty becomes full. What seemed boring becomes the most interesting thing you've ever experienced. Because you're finally meeting yourself, the real you, not the curated version, not the busy version, not the distracted version, the you that exists in the silence beneath all the noise. This is the practice that monks, shamans, philosophers, and the most successful people in history have used. Not because it's easy, because it works. Silence isn't empty. It's full of answers, full of peace, full of power. The monks know it. The shamans know it. Now you know as well. The question is, will you practice it? Try today, 20 minutes. Complete silence and watch what happens. Your life might never be the same again. So until next time, ashe, 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 and thank you for coming.